Your moving truck is illegal. That's what this absolute maniac of an HOA, Karen, screamed at me the very first minute I got home. I'm not even kidding. I still had my suitcase in one hand, phone in the other, looking like a zombie dragged straight off a red-eye flight after 6 months bumming around Southeast Asia. Can you imagine? Welcome home, right? I'm standing there jet-lagged, running on street food and luck, and here comes this woman already dialing 911 because my rental truck is threatening the neighborhood. I could barely process it. And then, because of course the cops actually show up. Nothing says welcome to the suburbs like police lights because someone didn't like the look of your U-Haul. But what Monica Brooks, the self-declared queen of the HOA, didn't know was that this little showdown on Maple Street would set off a chain of events that'd burn her whole paper kingdom to the ground. You want to see what real revenge looks like? Buckle up because it gets wild. So picture this, it's August 25th and I've just made it back from the kind of solo travel you only see on late night YouTube, rabbit holes, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, all squeezed into a $20 a day adventure. I'm thinking peace, quiet, a little DIY in my fixer-upper. I wasn't expecting Monica Brooks, the HOA president, the local tyrant, whatever you want to call her, to descend on me before I even set my bags down. She looked like every Karen meme come to life. Chris khakis, a white polo with HOA president stitched in gold measuring tape dangling like a cop's nightstick, and this thick black binder clutched to her chest like armor. She stormed over before I could even put my luggage down, barking, "Excuse me, that moving vehicle's been here over 2 hours. You're in violation of HOA regulations." I blinked, trying to remember what language I was supposed to be speaking. The last time someone got this worked up at me was a Bangkok street vendor haggling over a fake Rolex. I tried to play it cool American style. "Hey there, I'm Timothy Scott, just moving in. Nice to meet you." But Monica wasn't having it. She popped her binder open, jabbing at a page like she was Judge Judy. Section 4.7 Moving Vehicles cannot occupy street parking for over 2 hours without board approval. You've been here since 7. She said it with the kind of authority you only get from years of yelling at cashiers. Let me tell you, travel teaches you to read people fast. And Monica had that predator energy, just like the scam artists at Asian border crossings, except her hustle was neighborhood bylaws. She stood way too close, watching for a reaction, looking for any sign of weakness. I tried to negotiate, channeling every trick I learned dealing with Thai customs. "Look, I just got here. Didn't know about the rules. Maybe we could work something out." Wrong move. Her lips puckered like she bit into a lemon and the phone was out. She's calling the cops. On me. For a moving truck. But here's the kicker. While she's on the phone making this a federal case, I spot her car. A pristine silver Mercedes parked in the prime visitor spot, vanity plates blaring HA1 with leaves piled so high around the tires it looked like it hadn't moved since Obama was in office. I'm standing here about to get ticketed, and Monica's car has practically become part of the landscape. The hypocrisy was next level. Cops arrive. Officer Tom Rivera, a middle-aged guy with the kind of tired eyes that say he's seen way too much HOA drama. He listens to Monica's performance, gives me a look that says, "Sorry, buddy," and walks around my truck. "Ma'am, I see clear emergency access here. This is a civil matter, not criminal. Suggest you folks handle it like adults." He hands me an incident number, throws Monica a "don't call me again" look, and drives off. Monica's strutting back to her Mercedes, chest out like she's conquered a nation. 1 hour to move that truck or more violations, she snaps. That's when I met Maya, my next-door neighbor, walking over with 2 coffees and the kind of sympathetic smile you give someone who just lost a bar fight. "Welcome to the neighborhood," she says, handing me caffeine and moral support in one move. She leans in. "Don't mind Monica. She does this to everyone. Last year, she fined me for the wrong shade of flower pot." And there's Walt Old Guy sitting on his porch in cargo shorts, garden-stained shirt, and a mug that says, "World's okayest grandpa." He grins and raises his cup. "Welcome to Maple Ridge, son. Hope you like paperwork." I had a feeling Walt knew things. Later, Walt drops a bomb Monica's had that Mercedes in visitor parking since September 22nd. 3 years, 2 months. Claims a medical exemption, but I've got the original HOA rule book. That's not a thing. Turns out Walt's not just a gardening enthusiast. He's the guy with every original neighborhood document you could imagine and the master developer's name on half of them. Ever had a neighbor who knows too much? Yeah, that's Walt. But that night, piecing through both versions of the rule book, I start seeing Monica's scam for what it is. She'd added presidential vehicle allowances, made up rules, letting her charge car payments, insurance, even coffee runs to the HOA. 3 years at $850 a month, over $30,000 for a car the rest of us paid for. Maya nearly choked on her coffee when I showed her. I checked state laws called property management companies. This allowance is 100% made up. I laughed, but deep down, I was furious. Then, like clockwork, Monica slaps a $200 violation notice on me for my white picket fence, too bright for her community aesthetic standards. Never mind that it's always been white. That was it. If Monica wanted documentation, I'd go full Sherlock. I started photographing everything: her car, the leaves, the signs, every petty interaction. Maya digs up old receipts. Turns out Monica's been scamming parking fees too. Next board meeting, my request for a temporary visitor spot gets approved 4-1. The moment Monica has to move her Mercedes for the first time in 3 years, the whole street turns out to watch. She fumbles, backs out, checks her bumper like she's in a Fast and Furious movie. People are actually setting up lawn chairs to see this. That's when fate takes a boo. Maya's golden retriever, Cooper, barrels across the street, launches at Monica just as she's juggling papers from her car, and boom, there's an explosion of invoices everywhere. As I help gather them, I spot something: bills for maintenance tree removal, all addressed to Monica's personal home, but paid for by the HOA. I grab one, and Monica snatches it out of my hand so fast she nearly falls over. Mind your own business, travel boy. But the look on her face says she knows the game's up. Thursday night monthly HOA meeting. Monica's in full queen bee mode, navy blazer, pearls, PowerPoint, targeting me by name. But Maya stands up and quietly shreds Monica's medical exemption claims. The board freezes. The secretary admits, I don't recall voting on any exemptions. Monica's mask slips. Panic red face, fake limp. Residents start whispering. Walt sidles up. Son, you ask good questions. I've got documents you'll want to see. The next morning, Maya barrels into my place with a folder stuffed with 3 years of receipts. Garden gnome fines, chalk drawing violations, endless processing fees. But the best part, Maya's photos of Monica charging her daily coffee runs to the HOA card thousands in community relations breakfasts. Around 10, I hit Walt's garage, where he lays out the whole history of Maple Ridge developer contract surveys, and a clause saying the original developer can yank HOA authority if leadership threatens resident welfare. Turns out Walt's not just a neighbor, he's the actual master developer. The signature at the bottom of those papers, his. By the end of the day, Maya and I have the whole web mapped out: $48,000 in bogus expenses, coffee maintenance, legal fees, groceries, all on the HOA's dime. But then I get a cryptic text: meet me at the coffee shop, come alone. It's Janet, the former treasurer, fired for questioning Monica's spending. She's got emails, phone records, invoices, smoking guns, proving Monica's embezzlement, even HOA funds used for her divorce lawyer. We rush back to Walt, who finally admits I've been waiting for someone with guts to challenge her. He shows us files. Monica's election was rigged. She's run off anyone who stands up to her. This is organized theft, not petty fines. Saturday, I use Monica's own loopholes, her community event parking rule, to reserve the visitor spot for a week-long housewarming. Balloons, banners, the works. Monica's forced to walk 3 blocks in heels. Every morning, Maya and I wave from the porch. Beautiful day for exercise, Monica. She files 6 complaints in 4 days. Everyone dismissed. Even Officer Rivera warns her: next false report, you're getting cited. Report. Wednesday, Monica snaps in front of the whole block. 40 witnesses' phones rolling, screaming my exact monthly income. You know what that is? A federal privacy violation. Rivera's on it before she can blink. Neighbors start turning on her, whispering, texting, posting videos. Monday. Monica calls an emergency HOA meeting her final stand. She's got charts and files, claims I'm ruining Maple Ridge. But then I read Janet's emails, Maya destroys the medical lie, and Walt drops the nuclear bomb, he's the owner. Monica's authority was always subject to his approval. He fires her on the spot, presents the deed, and files criminal charges. The room erupts. Slow claps, sighs of relief, even some cheers. Walt turns to me with a job offer. Community relations specialist, full salary. Housing the Works says he needs people who can spot scams, read people, and unite a community. Monica is escorted out her Mercedes, replaced by a Community First sign, and Maya's coffee shop, funded by recovered money, opens next door. 6 months later, I get a letter from a desperate neighborhood in Texas, $5,000 cash and a plea for help. Walt takes one look at the attached photos and whispers, "We need to talk." So here's my question. What would you do if you found out your HOA president was robbing the neighborhood blind? Ever had to fight back against a petty tyrant? Drop your stories in the comments, because sometimes justice doesn't just knock. Sometimes it rolls up in a moving truck and parks right in the president's spot. If you want to see what happened next, or you've got your own neighborhood nightmare, smash that like button and let me know which HOA saga you want served up next. This is Echo Stories, and around here we serve revenge ice cold.